folks. How are you? Hopefully you're having a great night. Oh, me. I can't believe I'm back live and I'm this late. I don't know the last time I have been on this late. Anyway, hopefully you're having a great day. I am so excited. Mama P will be here in a minute to put me into the crafty bunch. And I am so excited. This is the Patchwork of Friendship Project 2025, where we create a quilt. Oh, I've left my square over there. I was so rushed. Anyway, I'll go grab it in a minute. We create, hey, Diane, how are you? We create a quilt, 12 by 12 piece for a patchwork quilt. And so tonight I have the pleasure of creating a 12 by 12 square for Miss Cheryl, Mama P, who we all love and adore. And I am so excited. But guys, you got to give me a grace because I got to run grab my 12 by 12 piece of fabric because I was so excited looking for what I needed. I totally ran over here without my square. I got to figure out which one I want. There's one that's bigger than the others because I cut one too small. I got to make sure I get the right one. Guys, give me grace. Okay, got it. I got it. Well, I should have ironed it, but let me see. Is this other one? Yeah. This is the one I wanted. Right? Yeah. I have cut a couple. Okay. Sorry, guys. I needed my square, my fabric, right? Anyway, it's D. Hey, D, how are you? I'm so glad to see you. Hold on, I gotta add my stage. Switch down. I'm gonna really quickly, and I know I only have 45 minutes, and I already wasted like 5 of them. Hey, Michelle. I'm so excited. I have not seen anybody's today. I literally have had meetings at work, and then I have to run into town for an appointment, back-to-back appointments. Then I had to run home. I had 2 creative calls before this. I had to hang up on the last one to then just get down here in the nick of time. So this was from Lydia. Yes, Lydia. Had to look just to make double sure. I knew she had done it, but my brain for that last second was like, wait a minute, maybe I have the wrong person. Because I'm crazy. Okay, so here's my fabric that she wrapped it in, so pretty. And then here says, Amanda, I hope you like this. I left the bottom piece off in case you were not turning it into a quilt. I think it will look cute framed. I agree. I think it would look beautiful anyway I wanted to do it. But there's fabric here if I want to turn it into a quilt too. Focus on self-care, business, throw confetti on the floor, sweep the old year out the door. You are beautiful. Aw. Joy, happy, very happy. I love this. Look at the little dragonfly, the little ladybug. This is beautiful. I love it. Hey, Debbie, I love this block. I do. I love it. Absolutely love it. So if you're not here, hey, Chris and Lexi and Sharon, Capri and Debbie. I'm so happy that you all are with me tonight. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. I absolutely love this, Lydia. Thank you so very much. I can't wait to see them as they all come together. And y'all, guys, I'm going to sneeze here, and I really don't want to sneeze on camera. I'm doing my best not to sneeze. Do not fall. Do not fall. All right. And I'm going to set this aside. So if you know me, you know I love to paint. I love to teach painting. I love junk journaling too. This is quilting. So I'm going to take the opportunity on this piece of 12 by 12. And I know Cheryl, I don't know Cheryl's favorite bird. I should have asked. Thank you. I should have asked what Cheryl's. Hey, Lydia, I just opened it. I love it. I love it. I should have asked Cheryl's favorite bird. If you're on here, Cheryl, what's your favorite bird? It is perfect for me. It is. It really is. I love that block too, Capri. Hey, Judy. Really? Is it really bluebirds, or did you see the picture and just say bluebirds? Because I know daffodils are your favorite, one of your favorite flowers. Tell me that I'm right in that, and that I'm remembering that correctly. Hey, Christy. I thought so. I thought I was remembering that correctly. Okay, good. Good. Because what I have planned for you, I hope you love it, or you will love it. I hope you will love it. Let's put it like that. This is a painting I did last year. And we're going to kind of recreate it. Obviously, it's got to be sized a little differently. But we're going to basically recreate a version of this on fabric. On the 12 by 12 piece of fabric. And so, yes. Anyway, I had your thing here and it was like, okay, you had the blue, you didn't have the yellow, you had the orange. I was like, okay, but I knew you loved those flowers. And I remember doing this sometime back a year ago when I was doing the calendar sessions that I did. And we did a whole, maybe it's been 2 years now. I don't know, because time flies. I guess it's been 2 years because I don't think I did it last year. It was year before last. We did this. This painting actually sold. I don't have it anymore. I only have that picture left of it. So anyway, we're going to recreate that on this piece of fabric. So that's what we're going to do. They are your favorite birds. Well, I am so excited. I am so excited because I kept going back and forth on what to do for you. And I wanted it to be, special for you. And something that you would love to have and mean something. And so I am so glad. We're going to start with the background. This is just regular deco art paint. Nothing special. You will find it will work great. The only thing I will need to do once I am finished with it is set the painting. We're going to just give it a little bit of a background here. And I'm just using a little bit of blue and white, and I'm using a little bit of sponge. And I don't care how this turns out, right? It doesn't really matter. I just want a little bit of this blue in the background. I can't wait to go back and watch everyone's. I have a little birdie who was in one of my calls that I was on today, who is part of this event. Asked me if I had seen what Michelle had created for me, because she's who was doing mine. And I was like, no, unfortunately, I haven't been able to see anybody's because of my day and everything I had going on. And in fact, I had to change my time because I had completely managed to book times right on top, my appointment right on top of my time here. And so thankfully, Cheryl was like, I can trade with you. And she did. And now I'm on at 9:30 at night, which I can't tell you the last time I had been live at 9:30 at night. I used to go live at night all the time. And then I kind of switched to my lunchtime hour. And now I've kind of gone away from this nighttime creating. But yeah, we're just going to do this. And I go until 8:30 to or 9:30 to 10:15, 9:15 Central, 10:15 Eastern. And so again, it doesn't matter. We're just gonna, in the background will be a sky, right? And so I'm just gonna kind of go up. Just kind of want it blue. And then we're going to introduce some green towards the bottom, right? Yeah, to grab a spot when you can, yeah. A whole different crew on the night shift. I know I should try some night shifts sometimes. Because, I mean, I know like, it's hard for the daytime shifts to get to be able to see. So I probably should mix it up a little bit and not be like, okay, I'm just going to be daytimes. Yes, acrylic paint works great on fabrics. The only thing you need to do with them, I'm not putting down, you could put down a fabric, like a fabric medium. You can do that. You could also do that. I'm not doing that. You don't really need it. Acrylic paint, once you have set it, it's not going to come out. And so, hey, Lisa, how are you? You can wash it. You can dry it. You can do all the things. It's not coming out. Once you have set it, you do have to set it. So once, I have finished this and gotten it to the point that I'm happy with it and it's like ready for prime time, whatever you want to say, right? It will be, I will set it with heat and you can press it. I just put it in the dryer on high, let it tumble for, a good 10-15 minutes. It probably doesn't need more than like 5, honestly. And then I just let it go. And it's fine. Trust me, I've gotten paint on enough clothes to know that once it's dry, you can wash it all you want to wash it. You can scrub it all you want to scrub it. You can rub all kind of things on it you want to rub on it. And it ain't coming out. So there's that. All right. So we're going to just start here working a little bit, putting in some of our greenery. I always like to kind of start with the base, right? And so we're going to just put in some, like where we have maybe a couple leaves where we're going to put a couple of these flowers at, right? And so we're going to have some going all kind of different directions. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Hey, Brenda, how are you? I know I'm back on, huh? In the evening hours. I was just saying, we might have to make this a thing. I might have to, like, every now and then go live at nighttime. That could be fun. So we're recreating. I'm doing it on fabric for Cheryl with Mama P. Crafty Creations that she is. I am doing her square this month. And so we're just going to create this little, I know, right? I was on earlier today and I was running, I don't know, I was talking a mile a minute And I never even told folks I was gonna be back on. I mean, I'm like, "Really, Amanda?" I get off the live and I'm like, "You didn't even mention that." Like, "Really right now? How did you manage that one?" You know, you get busy and you forget and you're like chit-chatting and you're like, "Oh, I gotta get back to work." I had like back-to-back meetings this afternoon that I was not prepared for. You need to go live at night. Yeah, I haven't this is my first time in, dare I say, a long time of going live at night. So, okay, we've got enough in here to at least get started a little bit on some of our, um, where we're gonna have some placement of our daffodils, and we'll get started on the daffodils. Hey, Linda, how are you? Y'all, I'm so excited. And y'all, I paint daily every day on my page, Simply Flamazing Art. Um, every day at like 12:10, for 20 minutes. And so we paint every day. So I would love if you are interested in learning how to paint, if you come on over there and join me over there. Um, and I'll walk you through painting. We're working on a garden fence right now. Has a we just put a butterfly on it today. That is so cute. Good, I'm glad. Hey D. Um and so um I'd love to have you come over there and join us over there. And on my page. Just go grab a couple yellows in my brush. I often do this where I just grab like multiple colors, right? Mix them all up. They're just all up in my brush. No real pattern of no real way. This is not really the one step that Donna Dewberry does. This is just like I just grab and paint. So there's like all on that brush. It's gonna come off however it comes off. I am creating for Cheryl, Mama P. And we are going to recreate what this painting I did back, I guess now 2 years ago. I was doing a painting a month. And so we're going to recreate that and we're going to give some beautiful daffodils. I knew that daffodils was Mama P's favorite flower. And so we're going to create some daffodils today. And so they're her favorite flower. And when I'm doing my daffodils, I kind of I like to have them go in all different directions. We're going to create kind of like a little cone. And then we're going to create the little petals that kind of go around this cone, right? Okay. So we got one that's kind of like pointing that direction. And we'll come in and we'll put a little stem in there. I'm not worried about my stems right now. We'll match stems up later as we're doing this. This is going to be one that's looking a little more head on. And yes, I tend to use a big brush. I like big brushes. I like big brushes and I cannot yeah, that could be a whole new song. I could go famous for it. I could be famous for that. But I can't sing. So there's that. So I better just stick to what I know, right? Stick to your day job, as someone would say. And since it dripped down on my, we're just going to have another one there. Yours are already coming up. Where do you live? Already coming up in your pots and flowers. So what state do you live in? I want inquiring minds need to know. Mine haven't started coming up yet, but they probably will by March. They, you know, it's a little early here yet in Virginia. But Linda, don't you live in Virginia? Am I like dreaming that? I probably got too many petals really for this, but that's okay. We're gonna call it that's right, you're in Norfolk. I'm not that far away from you. So now I'm like, well, why don't I have daffodils coming up? But I am in the mountain, like, you know, in Charlottesville, which is in the foothills of the Blue Ridge. So we're a little bit cooler than you. Are y'all gonna get snow? Y'all, they calling for snow there? They're calling for snow here, and I'm not happy about it. We're supposed to get like, I don't know, 6 to 8 inches, something like that. I don't know. I'm really hoping not. I have a paint party for tomorrow night, and I really hate postponing my paint parties. So, because I love my paint parties so much, and I really hate doing that. So, I really hope I don't have to. But also I don't drive in snow, so there's that. Yours are up in DFW. Where's DFW? DFW. Yeah, we are. That's what they're calling for. Oh, Melissa, I can see that. I can, although y'all did you get snow this year? Were you in the area where they got snow? Because y'all got hit with quite a little snow there. I mean, considering we're, you know, Louisiana, which was a little bit shocking to me that you got that much snow. But yeah, y'all got, yeah, we're gonna get walloped, I think. That's what they're calling for, and I really just am like over it. We got some earlier in January, and it took literally like weeks for it to go away because the weather turned so cold. And it was wild. Dallas, Fort Worth area. Okay, that makes sense. I'm like, DFW. What's DFW? Why do I keep I'm like, I don't understand the DFW, but that makes sense now. Yeah. Yeah. It was definitely wild. I'm just gonna put a little like indication of where I want my little center to be, right? We're gonna come in and we're gonna firm all those centers up. Yeah, they're a bit south of us. just a wee little bit. Just like by about 12 hours. Maybe more to Louisiana. I know it's like 12 hours to Alabama, so maybe it's more like 14 hours to Louisiana. All right, we got 3. And then am I gonna have room for, yeah, I guess so. We're gonna make room. We're gonna have room for 7. We're gonna do 7 just like this because I like odd numbers, right? And so, oh, I'm so glad, Cheryl. I'm so glad. Hopefully you do. That's the dream, is that you do. And so we're going to put a small one down here so I have room for my little bird. The bird may cover up some. It's okay if it does, right? He may cover up a little bit of this one. And so I'm going to turn this one a little bit. Create it a little bit more. All right, come on now. Behave yourself. It wants to, I'm going to turn this one a little bit this way. So I'm going to kind of put one here. It's looking a little messy, but the cone of it's going to come in here and it's going to be turned. So it's going to look okay in the end. It looks a little bit messy right now, but we'll come in and we'll firm up what is a petal and what is the cone shape, and we'll make it better. Right now it kind of is looking a little bit on the bloppy side, but it's going to be just fine. Oh, daffodils are easy. Daffodils are easy. You just do like the thing, and then when you make you'll see what I do. You'll see what I'm doing in a minute. And why they're going to be easy, right? And so you just have to remember, like, I forgot how I had turned that one, because you kind of make it up as you go. And so I had forgotten I had turned that one. It's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to have one bird sitting here. We'll have one bird tucked into here. And then just like this. I mean, at this point, as I was going to do it a little different, but at this point, I haven't really done it any different. So let's just kind of do it the same, right? The center part, yeah. I'll show you a trick that I'm going to do with these, and you'll be like, really? Really? Makes it a little bit easier. At least in my brain, it makes it a little bit easier. Right now, I'm just putting down the yellow, kind of our base coat. Think about it as the base coat, right? And then we'll come in and we'll come in and we'll fix it up a little bit. And then so we've got one that's going to be going over to this side, right? Right here. And so I asked earlier when I was live earlier today, who watched the Super Bowl last night? So I'm pretty happy with myself, because I don't watch football, okay? I'm not a sports person. Like, I don't have a team. I don't know the rules. I don't know, like all of the various plays and all that stuff. I know nothing about it, right? So like I couldn't tell you a thing. Not one thing. Um my my family was just never one that watched a whole lot of sports or anything like that. Like on TV. My grandma, so when my grandma was living, she lived with us. My grandma did. And or I should say we lived with her kind of. My mom moved back in with my mom when my dad went into the army before I was born. And then my grandfather passed away, and my grandma, like, needed help and stuff. So when my dad came home, they just built onto her house. And, you know, that's where my mom was raised. That's where me and my sister were raised. And they still live there today. Well, when my grandma was living and I was growing up, we didn't watch sports, right? So we didn't watch like the whole season of baseball, the whole season of football. We never watched it, but yet we watched the World Series. She was adamant she were going to watch the World Series, so we had to watch the World Series, and we watched the Super Bowls. And so those were the 2 times of the year, or well, more than 2 times, because the series, could go a whole week, but where we watch sports, the events. Anyway, all right. So once you get your yellow on, Um, this is when we have fun with those centers. It was fun to watch. Yeah, it was. It was fun to watch. I enjoyed it. But I was gonna say is we had to watch this, she was gonna watch the Super Bowl and she was gonna watch the um World Series. My grandmother. So we we would pick teams. Her and I would pick the team that we were going to root for based on who we thought had the best looking guys, right? So you know how like when they when it just starts, they show like all the players and their pictures and they talk about them and all that stuff. Well, when they would do that, we would be watching, of course, and we would pick the team we were going to root for based on what team had who we felt like had the cutest guys. And so that's how we picked our team. That's not how I picked my team last night, but that's how we normally pick our teams. Yep. And so that's how we picked our team. So now I'm gonna mix a little darker and I'm gonna use a little raw sienna in with my orange, just a little bit to get kind of a goldeny, kind of orangey brown. And now is where we're gonna work on those centers. So we picked their teams that way, and then we would root for them. Not all the time did we think the same teams had the cutest guys. That was when it was the most fun. Almost as when we didn't pick. Sometimes we agreed and we had our same team. And then sometimes we, had different teams that we rooted for. And that's how we decided who we were going to root for. Now, last night, I didn't decide that way because I have a good friend who lives in Jersey who is a diehard Eagles fan. And so I told her, I said, well, since I don't have a team and I don't watch it, I'm just going to root for your team. And so that's what I did. I rooted for her team last night. And so that's what I did. But had she not been like a diehard fan, I totally would have gone with the team that I felt like had the cutest guys on it. And so I'm not gonna say what team I think that was because it probably was actually the Eagles who I ended up rooting for anyway. They had some nice, but both teams have good looking guys on them, so you know. Nice looking guys on both teams. Oh, I said I was going to turn that a little bit. Oh well, that's going to be more straight on, and we'll worry about it later. One thing about unlike canvas, paint on fabrics are a little less forgiving than paint on canvas. So just know that they're a little less forgiving. But all in all, it's fine. Pretty much, it doesn't change much. You can still cover up. You just can't like really erase. The erase factor isn't there kind of like in a canvas where you can erase. You don't really have that erase factor. So on a canvas, I could go back to my base coat and I could erase anything that I didn't really want that was like kind of like an oopsie or whatever. Fabric handles it a little bit different. Just you see how the tight ends? Well, you gotta, I mean, nothing wrong with that. Like, they work hard, appreciate them. That's what I say. They work hard, appreciate it. They may not be, they may not get the appreciation they want, but it's still, I appreciate them being out there. Anyway, so yeah, the halftime show was like, okay, I guess. I don't know. I didn't really watch it, like sit there and watched it. I had other stuff, so I got up and started doing some other stuff. Um, it was really hard. I don't know. I felt like his mic needed to be turned up a little bit or something because it was really hard to hear what he was saying. I felt like I don't know, maybe other channels handled it better than the one I was listening to, but it was like really hard to hear. I know he was rapping, but and I know rapping isn't lyrics, but at the same time, like it was really hard to hear the words that he was saying. The crowds were so loud. Um, I felt like they could have turned his mic up just a little bit, and it would have made it a little easier to hear him. Um, I like the colors, the red, white, and blue, of course. I like that. And I felt like I like the fact that they were dancing, singing, and no one felt like they had to be half undressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause that's just not appealing to me. Like, um, so I did enjoy that factor. I thought Lady Gaga was really good. I enjoyed her. Um, and I guess that was Canal Street or whatever. I don't know all the streets down there that whatever she was on. And then I guess the Eagles kind of really upset them because I turned on the TV a little bit before the Super Bowl, right? And so it was like the pre-show or whatever they call that. I don't know. But anyway, the way they were talking, it was almost going to be like I thought to myself, I was like, well, Carrie, your guys don't sound like they got much of a chance. Like they may as well just not show up. And I remember thinking that they did, didn't they? But the way that the pre-show was talking, I was just like, wow, should they even show up? And but I agree, Capri, they showed up. Um, I did kind of feel bad for the even though I was rooting for the Eagles. I did at the end, I felt bad because I mean, regardless, some team is going to be disappointed, right? I mean, they've worked their whole season for this, and like they could have had, could have been like three of them in a row, which would have been, at first, but kind of felt a little bit on the like all. But I was really happy for the Eagles, though. And I didn't know this, but I saw a thing on social media today where one of the guys from the Eagles, I guess it was his father, was there winning, and it showed him as like a baby in his dad's arms having won the Super Bowl, and then here he is there. I was like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Hopefully his dad was there in the crowd. Yeah, I think they did too. Yeah, I think they deserved it. I know they definitely brought it, right? And I mean, I'm not saying that the Chiefs didn't, but they just like were relentless. Like they were hungry for it. I kind of felt like the Chiefs kind of walked in thinking like this was a no-brainer for them, and like, you know, I don't know, just the way you seen them walking, and I guess hearing the pregame folks talk about them the way they did, and seeing them walk in, like, it looked like they felt like they had it. And I guess that's how you have to be. I mean, I guess, I mean, like, you're there for the third time. Like, I probably would be walking in like, yeah, I'm the bomb too, until you're not the bomb. But the walking out was difficult, I'm sure. Now we're gonna go in with a little bit darker color. No, it did not look like they were ready for that they even had like considered that to be an issue for them. But that's the kind of what I meant when I said like they walked in like they had this. And y'all know that cockiness. Well, I get it. I do get it. I do understand it, like having that cockiness, right? And the fact that, but y'all know sometimes that's a kiss of death when you're like, this is in the bag and I got this. And you quickly learn, no, I ain't got this, right? So, so there's a little bit of that, like, I'm sure it hurt, but a lot of blood, sweat, tears, to get there. From all these teams. So it's the honor to be there regardless. But I do feel like the Eagles were hungry for it, whereas the Chiefs may have just felt like this is an easy, like, we go walk in and we go walk out and we ain't gotta work for it. That was kind of like the impression that I got from them when I saw them walking in, the different players, and I was just like, I mean, I didn't know, but because that was when, everybody was like, oh, well, they're basically gonna dominate this. So I think it was an upset all around. Very much a surprise. We just want a little bit of depth in our daffodils. And we're using this brown to just kind of accomplish that. Yeah, they did. They said somebody, I don't know who did the commentating and all of that, but they said that like they are number one defense in the league. Like they were bringing the number one defense there. After that game, I believe it, because it was kind of like, wow, holy cow, holy Toledo Batman. But um but here I am talking about football like I know something about it when I don't even watch. I don't even watch football, y'all. I don't know the rules. Like, Yeah. Like, I should be talking, right? I like to put just a teeny touch of green up on my, daffodils. Just a little touch of green kinda down where the petals kinda come together. Just a little bit. Just a little touch. I like it to be a little broken. I don't want it to be, like, just a little hint. Kinda like I did with that brown in there. Just a little hint. But, yeah, somebody said they had, like one of the commentators said, they were the, like, number 1 defense team in the league, and, I mean, I know, their offense technically won it, but it was their defense that just kept the other team from advancing. But the other team had some good plays there too. They really did also. You can't, I mean, take anything away from them. That one where he threw the ball and it was like he threw it right into the end zone and the guy was like right there. It was just like that was pretty perfect. Like you couldn't have asked for it to been any more perfect than that. We go highlight. Oh, I gotta get off. It's past my time. Y'all, uh Chris Hunter is up now. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this. I'll post a picture, but here we are. My name's Amanda. We'll post a picture, but this is what we have so far. It is time. Y'all refresh. Chris Hunter is on. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Bye.